Good morning.
Morning, Tim.
Joe.
Hi,
Good.
Tim. How are you today, sir?
Oh, amazing. Just amazing. I just hadn't stopped working a few hours ago. I feel a lot better. But that's when they pay me the big bucks.
That's why you're diligent.
Diligent.
Yes.
There's some other words I could use. Good. But I'm not going to. Wake me up when it's over. See now. I don't know if the sheriff's gonna say anything, but I've always been told you have to get here early, because the sheriff gets here early.
Sometimes.
Now today will be the day he gets here late.
Probably.
Your 10 o'clock, Joe, your Jordan about work experience discussion, what is that? Is somebody you're looking to hire, or?
I think they're just, it's OMJ, they have a summer youth program. I think they're just wanting to discuss it with us.
OMJ, what does that stand for?
It means jobs.
Oh, I mean, jobs, okay. Oh, they wanna talk about the summer youth program, is that? You don't know.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
You're gonna find out.
Yeah.
Brad in the museum, what,
I don't know now yet.
Good morning, Scott. Good morning. Sheriff will be here in just a
The
half a
summer.
second.
So she knows which vehicle
He
to
was-
request.
Okay. Hang on, deposit.
God, good seeing you.
Just have to email.
Sir,
Okay.
how you doing today? Doing good about yourself. Good, good. So I'm gonna give you guys a copy of this. Okay, thank you. It's a dedication service for our monument we've been working on forever.
This is gonna be down at State Center. This is good.
The monument is sitting there, but we've got it hidden and covered. How are you, sir? Good. Good. Good.
Morning, Joe.
Good morning.
How are you?
Doing just fine.
Good, sir, how are you? Good, sir. Good. Sir, how are you? As always, pleasure to see you, sir. Same. How you doing? Good. Don't get up.
had to, I didn't get to see you.
Sir, morning, how are you? How you doing today?
Good.
Good.
Not enjoying the weather.
What's that? How you doing?
Breathing, digging up space.
It's better than not breathing and taking your space.
Exactly.
All right, Sheriff.
Gentlemen, good morning. Don't really have much. We started on the dog pound yesterday, so if you could drive by, the outer area of the dog pound that has always been is no longer. We've got the fences ripped down, all that good stuff. I believe construction is gonna start very soon. So with that, I don't really have much to talk about unless you guys have some questions.
So the unveiling ceremony will be
Oh,
May 10th.
yeah, she said she talked about that.
So the monument has been set for my son's Eagle Scout project. We have it hidden under a tarp right now. We've got a few finishing touches to put on. The monument's gonna be dedicated on the 10th, which is gonna be a Sunday of May. It kicks off Law Enforcement Memorial Week, and you guys are formally invited if you choose to be there. And,
There's what, about 5 or 6 names on it? No?
there's actually more than that.
Okay, but,
So
it
there's,
just honors all the fallen law enforcement, all the way back to the 1800s. So hopefully we never have to add another name to it. That's the goal.
one deputy, that was killed in line of duty, 2 Kent police officers, an Ada police officer, a village of Dunkirk Marshal, and then 2 Ohio State Highway Patrolmen.
Dunkirk Marshall,
Correct.
way back when.
Correct, it was back in the late 1800s.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he got, jumped by, I believe, 2 individuals, killed him and left him, and the individuals were never located.
Yeah, this was his son's Eagle Scout project, and
Okay.
If you've been by the office, you've seen some concrete pad out front, whatnot, so
Yeah.
finally, that's finally culminating here. We'll do the,
That's good, that's good.
All those names are on the national wall already. They have been since about 2014, I think you and I got the last one on. And then, my son, I took him to DC and showed him the names on the national wall, and his question was, why don't we have something in Hardin County that says that? And I said, well, that's a great question. He said, that's the only money you can stop on it.
and he has done very well with it. Collecting money for the monument and all that good stuff.
And again, these were all following Hardin County.
Correct.
People serving in Hardin
Or
County.
if they weren't from Hardin County, like the two troopers, they were not from Hardin County,
Right,
but
but
it
they-
happened in Hardin County, so, yeah. Office wise, things going pretty well. I don't really have anything to complain about.
As long as everything's quiet, that's what we like to hear.
We try not to use Q word around the office, but, yeah, so, like I said, this week, the dog pound, well, yesterday anyway, sort of took our focus, but we wanted to get all that stuff out of there, so, construction can begin. Yeah, so,
For those of us new to this discussion,
yeah,
what's happening with the dog pound?
so, through a benevolent, anonymous source, we are doubling the size of the kennel space. We're going to add about another 20 kennels, plus a new intake room, washroom, a new quarantine area. And this is all being financed or provided by an anonymous donor. Golden Giant is doing the work. So we've been working with them the last month and a half, 2 months, trying to get everything squared away.
What kind of cost are we talking about for this project?
I honestly don't know yet. I mean, we're certainly real close to the six figures if we're not there. So this is no cheap endeavor, but as I said, it's being financed or provided by an anonymous donor.
And the land, that is already Hardin County property.
Right.
What direction does this go?
We're heading west, so through the generosity of the commissioners, they've given us a little more land out there at the pound to facilitate this construction.
What was that, Keith, just a smidge more?
1.3 acres is what you guys did, to make it easier on the farmer who's farming the ground out there. Like I said, office-wise, honestly, things are going pretty well. Don't think we've had any major issues. We are in the midst of upgrading, and I'm gonna be very non-techy here. All of the 911 stuff, computer servers, that's all being upgraded as we speak to help with the next generation 911. I will say this, so Always County, we are their rollover and they are our rollover, so if something goes down here, all the lines will go to Always County. Well, they've had some issues as of late, so we've been answering a lot of 911 calls for Always County. Our staff has handled it tremendously. No bumps in the carpet whatsoever, so I've been very pleased with that. If there's gonna be problems, I'd rather be on their end, not our end, so.
But it's great to have that, working
Absolutely.
relationship.
Well, by law, you
Fellow
have,
counties.
if you only have one, called PSAP, Public Safety Management Board, if you only have one in the county, you have to have a rollover somewhere. So we chose Always because we're on the same system.
Sure.
We share the same vendor, so it works out very well for us. It used to be Hancock, but we found out that Always was actually on the same, had the same vendor, so it made a lot of sense to switch over to them. And like I said, we do that for them as well, so we're meeting all the state laws, all the requirements, and I'm glad to see that our system is already next gen certified. We're already doing it. They're in the process of doing it, and I think they had some techie issues that made them go down for a while.
You call
Worked
it
out well.
Rollover?
Yeah, it's called PSAP rollover, so, for example, we'll use Logan County. They probably don't have another county in the rollover because they have Bellefontaine PD. But in Hardin County's case, we are the only public safety answering point in the county, so we have to have a rollover somewhere. So, like I said, it makes sense for us in all ways to share resources because we use the same vendor.
Just some kind of switch thrown that sends all these calls your way?
I have no idea. It's magic and it all works. I have no idea. You are really
John's
asking.
gonna tell me what the magic is.
No, it's basically a disaster mitigation thing. If like, if our building ceased to be, all of our calls would go there. So it, like, once ours turns off, it picks up. Type deal.
It's magic.
I had a question about the dog pound land.
Yes.
So you came in with a meeting prior about purchasing property. That would be this, switching this farmland over from
You're
farming.
purchasing a property.
Okay, but you're switching it from, transferring it from farmland to dog pound land, or is that sheriff land? What's the, does it matter? It's just county land,
It's county property.
but you changed the zoning.
There's no zoning to it, Michelle. We just gave them extra area to exercise their dogs. There's no zoning, there's nothing there, it's our property is.
Is it being farmed? Is it farmland? Your farmland out there that you're farming?
No, it's just part of the ground out there.
Oh, it's just already grass.
For the most part, it was grass out there.
Okay,
We spurred it up, there could have been 6 rows of corn we could have grown on. And I'll prove on this, it's spurred it up. to the top.
It's the small section between the dog pound and the transfer station,
oh, okay.
which made it very difficult for the farmer to get into that little area
And
anyway.
again, we're talking about 1 acre or so.
I know.
It made it difficult for the farmer to get into that area anyway, so, through Luke's office, they just cut it off, and so the farmer now has a straight angle versus.
Right, so you, yeah, so you surveyed it and did
Correct.
things. Okay,
It's all set.
but no purchasing,
Huh?
no purchasing.
It's all county property.
It's our county property.
Yeah.
We can't pay each other back and forth, it's our property.
Just making sure,
Well,
The answer
common
is-
sense.
Yeah.
exactly.
Other than that, gentlemen, I don't have anything.
Keith, on a number of kennels, you said you're adding 20, does that make 40 out there?
So we have approximately 24 now, and we're adding, I think when it's all said and done, it'll be about 20, not including the, quarantine kennels. So we try not to, keep those in the count, because hopefully we don't have too many dogs in quarantine, but there will be 4 quarantine areas, which is typically used for dogs that are just coming in, you don't know the health of them, and before you put them out in the main area, you wanna make sure that they don't have any diseases that could transfer to other dogs.
So then we have 20 additional?
It's gonna be around 20, Tim.
Around 20.
Don't quote me at 20.
So we'll have at least 40 kennels out there once it's completed.
40 is a safe number, it's gonna be in the 40-ish area. Again, I have not seen the final draft of the square footage, but it's gonna be in the 40-ish
Okay.
area.
Are you gonna have a cat containment area?
We will not, we do not, the Ohio Revised Code does not provide for us to do anything with cats. That's more of a humane society task. Anything?
Appreciate it, Sheriff.
Okay, thanks,
Out there,
appreciate it.
seeing
Thanks, sir. Thank you. You bet. You bet.
Chief Deputy, thank you very much, sir.
See ya.
Thanks for putting up with me.
No problem, you hadn't heard it yet, I just told everybody last Friday, so, but yeah, it's, when it's all said and done, it's gonna be very nice. So, it's gonna be a little difficult the next couple months getting through it, but once it gets all said and done, I think it's gonna be a very nice area. All right, we'll see you.
I know, I was like, 2021, I know that's a lot.
can't remember, do you guys remember what the Holbrook kid's name is?
What?
Jared, is it Jared?
Jared?
Scott's boy's name?
Oh,
I've talked to him before, I know, I was
Yeah.
out there, took a picture when they were
Yeah.
working on that monument. I'm sure I can look it up.
Yeah, I think.
Pleasure.
Take
I
care.
I have to get to another place here, pleasure.
See you later.
Thank you for coming.
On the memorial, the dedication, did you say what time on May tenth?
3 p.m.
3?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Jaden,
Jaden. Yeah, that sounds right. Jaden.
What is it?
J-A-D-O-N,
Jay Dunn?
Jaden.
Jaydon.
No, just J-A-D-O-N.
Jadon. Thank you. I think he was close to graduating last I knew about him. I don't know if he has graduated or not. That's not important to the story. It's just nice saying something. Sitting here in the waiting room, like when, soon after I started, at the time, there was a guy who came over to the commissioner's office when it was back over there in the corner. And he always brought magazines or stuff to read because he had a lot of time when we weren't doing anything. But he had to sit there and stay just in case somebody came in. That was back, I think, Bernard Sponsler. I think was one of the people back then. Don Dahl may have been on there at that time. Howard Watkins, maybe. Those were the days. I've been here way too long.
Oh, you only got another 50 years, you'll be good.
So yeah, that dates back, what, mid-eighties, late eighties?
Probably 84, 85.
Mid-eighties,
So I started, I came here at the very tail end of '83. Left Michigan in a snowstorm to come here.
Oh, really?
Well, lake effect snowstorm. I had to outdrive it. Once you got a few more miles away, you didn't have any more snow, but it just, we were against Lake Michigan and get the wind out of the, northwest, we got lake effect snow back then. Little town called Allegan,
Where's that at?
that's in Allegan County, Michigan. Saugatuck, have you heard of that? How about Holland? For the Holland, Michigan, has a tulip festival.
Okay.
That part of Holland, Michigan is in Allegan County, most of it is in whatever county that is to the north, but
I see.
there was an agricultural area. There was one, I think it was the second biggest county in Michigan or something.
Really?
I believe so.
My goodness, Tim, when you finally retire, you can sit down and write your book, your
Write my
memoirs.
book.
It'll be a bestseller. I would be
It'll be a best-
privileged to buy the very first copy.
It won't be the best seller. Oh, my goodness.
Depends on how much gossip you put in it.
I'm not good on the gossip part.
Oh darn. It'd be a bestseller in Hardin County. I'm sure you could come up with fun stories.
good story was before I was working full-time. I was working for a newspaper in Gary, Indiana, the Gary Post-Tribune. I was a correspondent. And there were plans for a McDonald's to be built in this town, East Chicago, Indiana. And, there was a group protesting, they didn't want this McDonald's where they want to put it. And this reporter I worked with told me to call this minister. Because this minister is in charge of the group and stuff. And so I called the minister, and the minister told me, the mayor told me that McDonald's will not be built there. So I tried calling the mayor, he wouldn't answer little old me. But I had my big story because the mayor said it's not gonna be built. The mayor was not happy, but it was not built there, it was built elsewhere. Those are little towns where the mayor has lots of power, I guess, at least used to.
I remember this is 50 years ago, it's 1976, 50 years ago. And I was in the first year of my very first job after graduating from college, worked in Schaumburg, Illinois.
Schaumburg.
So driving to and from Hardin County to Schaumburg, from time to time, I'd be on 80, 90, and I would notice those, what was it? Overhead where there was restaurants.
The toll plazas,
Was that what it was called?
toll road plazas, yeah, and service areas.
Service areas, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you could go, it looked like there was, you could get a restaurant up there or something like that. So I thought, when you first talked of McDonald's, I thought, okay, he's gonna put it up on one of those plazas and have it between, Indiana and Illinois and all that sort of.
Yeah, on the Skyway. I think I ate in one of those toll road restaurants one time. I think we were family going to Wisconsin or something, we stopped there.
And all the travels, I never stopped at one.
Because I grew up in Lansing, Illinois.
Okay,
Lansing, Illinois.
okay.
You would have passed it, you would have driven right through it. Because it's the first community you come to in Illinois off of 1994.
Oh, really? Okay.
You got Indiana, you got Gary and Hammond and Munster, Indiana. Towns you'd love to know. And then Lansing is your first one. Cal City's nearby, Calumet City. Calumet City was one of Al Capone's favorite places. He wasn't here. Just kidding.
I always remember that stretch of 30 from, what road was that, 65 where you got on?
Yeah, 65 is the interstate.
Yeah, but that road to 30 all the way through Indiana, what a boring route that was.
Plymouth and Warsaw and
Yeah, yeah.
Princeton and all these wonderful towns. Valparaiso.
Valparaiso's in there.
Valparaiso was nothing when you were probably started driving through there. Now it's.
It was just starting to become something with the popcorn thing.
It is, the growth there is sort of like, took off like Marysville and these things.
Yeah, yeah.
I had a brother who had a lot of acreage in Valparaiso, and we would go out 4th of July and shoot illegal fireworks. Put cherry bombs in a slingshot, light it in the picture. We weren't the smartest group. But a couple of the brothers before the 4th would go to Missouri. That's where you went to get the cheap fireworks, the good illegal fireworks, I guess.
He went to Missouri.
Mm-hmm. That was one of the stories I did in the newspaper. I had to, when I was working for the Gary Post-Tribune, I was a an intern during the summer. And they assigned me to go around in those fireworks shops that would set up around roads and stuff, and go and find out if they were selling anything illegal. Nobody would admit to it.
Oh, yeah.
Of course not. Michelle, you're not sharing any stories.
Per protocol. It's tight ship around here.
Oh, okay. So are you getting all the stuff down that I'm talking about?
Yep,
Good.
I got every word.
All right.
You're the one gonna be printing out.
It's the formatting changed between then and now.
In order to get here and make sure I meet the sheriff here, I skipped breakfast this morning.
Anyway, I'm gonna put these.
Won't miss that big
What's that?
stuff.
He owes you breakfast?
The sheriff does?
But hopefully this closes it out.
Yeah.
If he was the cause of you,
I don't know if he'd give me dog food or something.
Okay.
Lucky with those storms, just had rain out of them last night.
Yeah. Could have been much worse again, yeah.
Was it,
Whoops, sorry.
Tom Purcell? I think he's Amy's husband. And he said her theory on the storms now, we've got the turbines at the south end of the county, we got turbines on the north end of the county, and she thinks they work to help deflect storms from us. So that was just her theory, I don't know.
Well,
Till we get a bad one, we can say, yeah, you're right. Then when we get a bad one, you're wrong.
yep.
They don't hold up to tornadoes, I've seen that.
Well, Van Wert's had a lot of tornadoes, so they've got the turbines over there.
Any less turbines?
Any less turbines?
Yeah.
Oh, because of tornadoes?
Yeah.
Bell Center,
No.
and as you go into Bell Center, you see very different.
They were the first ones in Ohio really to get a lot of turbines.
Constant. Yeah, Bell Center. He was shot and killed.
Yeah, I remember that.
in Bell Center.
his wife was a cook at Simon Kenton's school,
Oh, really?
when Lisa worked there.
I just know Murray Griffin, he graduated from my dad in high school. Over at Bell Center. But,
The lady that was killed was Joe Croc's daughter,
was who's,
Joe Croc,
oh, really?
John Croc's sister.
That was quite a deal back, oh, what was it,
Certainly, it was.
early eighties,
Yeah.
early eighties.
And he was under the porch, jumped her, and she got a phone call off her neighbor, something, I don't know all the details, but Murray responded to the help call, and both died.
Interesting.
Yep, I don't think we could ever get proof of conviction.
bragging time here.
That is cool. What, that was, so the occasion
We were just visiting. And we had
over at their house?
both in Columbus, both daughters live in Columbus.
Looks like everybody, so
Yeah.
they're saying, no, is grandpa gonna write one of these things too?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, that's it. That's pretty cool.
Grandpa with grandkids. Grandpa and grandma with grandkids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Paying attention to the book. The little one, sort of paying attention. Little boy's 4 months old and the girl is 15 months.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
Yep. And they got the good angle where it looks like I have hair. There we go. Let's show Michelle so she's not left out.
I got a book out called A Thousand Wives.
We have redheads in the family, you know how they are.
Why, the word why.
Oh, okay.
Her dad's redheaded.
Or
Yeah.
bookstores.
His dad's red, excuse me. He's a he.
Scientists has made questions for, and answers for people like, kids like 8 to 14. It's supposed to be.
A different perspective being on this side of the room, normally sitting over there. and
Kids,
The other guy was
the
there.
robotics.
It messes with you.
Have for kids, robotic kids. I have one granddaughter that has
This is
no
my
interest
usual.
whatsoever.
What's that?
Oh,
This is
yeah.
my
I
spot.
got the other one that's fascinating. Totally different.
Maybe not for long.
Maybe it'll be up there before long. Do you have any feedback from people on how their campaign's going? Do you get much, do you get out to places, talk to people?
Oh, well, yeah, but I didn't know if you meant the other candidate, how,
No.
like,
What
the
you-
campaign
What
was,
you're doing,
doing what I'm doing.
didn't know,
I was on it to
Yeah,
eat,
me.
she took my umbrella.
big announcement, big endorsement announcements or anything? I don't think anybody's got any endorsement announcements.
The Republican Party's not doing a debate, so that was kind of disappointing.
They didn't want to do one, or it wasn't, in the past, the leadership had
Not too bad, the second.
hosted debates. And Ada had done things like that too.
The Ada Rotary had us all out, but, yeah, I was surprised, especially with, the auditor's position's pretty different, so, yeah, so that didn't happen this year.
And we got messed up with the auditor stuff because of Joel leaving us,
Oh, did he leave?
so. And he had talked to both candidates, and Mr. Orr had given him a paper with a bunch of stuff on it. He couldn't find that. Joel couldn't, in fact, I talked to him. So I finally got a hold of Mr. Orr, and he sent me something this morning, as a matter of fact, with his, so.
Do you suppose that
I've got, Mark Schroeder, if nothing else, he talked
the veterans
yesterday.
out there listening?
I thought he did a great job. In the past, it's always just been,
It should.
where I work,
I would
what,
think that they would.
a resume,
And,
and this time
I'm
he
just
talked
looking right
about
now.
the
I
position, so I
keep
thought that was
a
really good.
history of my.
Kenton is so different than
And I'm just
Joel.
right now looking at
Where
his discharge.
there isn't really a time limit, he lets me, as long as he's okay, as long as he's happy with what they're saying, they can talk.
Hasn't listed as being a resident.
Mr. Gardner doesn't quite get the same privilege. Though he's been allowed to say quite a bit.
Veterans, do you have a listing of those people from Hardin County?
I don't know, he's,
Yeah,
he likes me, he likes me because he's working with his dad.
they should, I think I'll go down and ask them. I'd like to have this.
Because I really haven't expressed an opinion on what he says.
sure there's a database somewhere.
I don't know whether
No,
there's
they
something to what he says or not.
file on their database.
I made a
It's Hardin
video,
County.
I made a video on it, so.
Well, you hope, you gotta hope that the people can know that. The engineering people, you know, what.
Big day coming. Big day coming.
We'll find out.
Next meeting. The reason I'm saying all this is mainly because the 80th anniversary of I know for a fact, because I talked to him as a kid growing up. That was part of my dad. And I just wondered if maybe he means to.
So were you here last week when they talked about the dog pound?
They should have. I'll ask him.
Cause he's thinking about, it came out on Friday. Friday, that's an unusual day.
I don't, they weren't on the agenda last week. Was it last week?
I didn't see it.
It was,
Looking up at this, that.
he had come in
discharge papers.
a couple weeks ago about the
December 6th.
purchasing land.
Before that. He was ruling out.
That's all I know.
What happened there.
That was an executive session.
Yeah. That's all right, as long as he was able to tell me what's going on with it. I had no clue.
Right, because that didn't exist, we just talked about that. Can we reimburse it from in 07, so that's what I'm.
A lot of questions.
I thought that was very cool yesterday, what they talked about with, the enlistment, enrollment, whatever day that was at Kenton, and be able to offer a kid a job right on this one.
The 3 E's.
I'm saying they're going to high school, it's gonna be nice if somebody would offer me a job. I couldn't have done that, at all. I would not, never had the mechanical nature. I could use a shovel and dig a hole, but that's about it.
We didn't have any money to do crazies, we used it for that. Yeah, we had such things happening, just on the communication.
Lucy.
Okay.
Just to let you know, our meeting recorded.
I filled them in a little bit, Jordan, of just what you're coming in for, but no details really.
Okay.
Adrian, where's yours?
All right, so I do the youth program stuff over at Ohio News Jobs. And one of the things that we can do is place the youth at work sites, and like our program pays for them to work, for 90 days. If they do well and you wanna add like new duties or tasks, we can like redo it for another 90 days. And the main goal is to try and help them get work experience. They can put it on a resume, or if they do well and the business is looking to hire, then our goal is to try and help them get hired in there. And I had a couple of youth that I had in mind, that might be good, like if they worked, like with the maintenance, department. I know in the past we've done a couple kids that have worked with housekeeping. So I just kind of approached Johnny, what was that, Friday, I think? And just kind of brought it up, and he told me to go ahead and call over here and see if it was something we might be able to do. I know there was an opening, which I think that person would have to be 18. So I was gonna look through my list, and I was telling Johnny, I said, we can do, one of the kids I had in mind had just turned 16, but I said we could do 2 work experiences if you guys had enough work. You know, the 16-year-old could just get some experience, or if I had an 18-year-old that was working and was doing well, it could maybe transition into helping fill the position too. So that was why he told me to kind of call and see what all the parameters might be. But for the work experience, like our program does, the wages they would pay, like whatever they would make if they were hired, it covers the workers' comp, all that kind of stuff, so.
And then that would be for a certain period of time.
Yeah, we can do 90 days, and then, like if they have, like for instance, we have someone who is doing mostly like cash register stuff, at like a restaurant type thing, and then they added them to help like with the cooking. So it was like, okay, we could renew it then for another 90 days, cause they're starting to do something different.
Sounds good to me. What, I guess what would be the next step?
Well, I usually make the kids go through like an interview type process. Cause I always tell the employers, you know, like if I send you someone, you don't have to take them. You know, I want it to be the right fit. So I want, the youth to interview. I usually make them job shadow, like for a couple of hours. Like if they interview, they seem to do well, it might be a good fit. I still want them at least 1 or 2 hours to kind of maybe go, like with Johnny or Richard, just to kind of see what they're getting into, so we can make sure that, this is something that they do want to pursue. And then there's a work site agreement that I would come up with. And normally it'd be like whoever's kind of like the supervisor of, the person that's working, they would sign, I sign.
Maintenance would.
Yeah.
So that when it's all said and done, why the person would be the responsibility of you and Jim as far as disciplinary and that.
Yeah, now if something happens, you know, that it's like a non-negotiable thing, that you would need to get rid of them, then you guys have the final say. If there's little things, I try to, like if you can let me know, or they can let me know, then I can kind of step in
And that's what I was kind of, wanting to understand who's responsible for what.
yeah, like, you know, say they've been late for 2 days or something, if they let me know, then I would, maybe after work the next day or that day, or on the lunch break, sit down and talk to them, be like, hey, you know, you need to be showing up on time. Cause for some of them, it is kind of a first job, these work experiences, and so it's just kind of trying to build those good habits.
Now, if we choose to do this, like Richard's the supervisor, does he give you weekly updates on their, or monthly, or?
Yeah, there's a time sheet, that they would fill out, and then there's like a little grading system with like 5 categories, and there's a place for comments. And it'd be bi-weekly that we pick those up. And they would be on the same, they're actually on the same pay schedule as like what all the other county workers are. Kinda makes it easy. I know when I turn my time sheet in, I gotta go and collect theirs.
Sure. Now, what's the parameters for what they can ask them to do, I guess? As far as, like I said, if you're 18, I understand you're an adult, but 16.
Yeah, we follow the minor labor laws.
Okay.
So basically whatever is outlined on there, is what we would go by.
Who provides the safety equipment? Like if needed?
If there's something that's needed, the program would be able to purchase that for them.
Safety glasses and maybe hearing protection, some issues would probably be the biggest thing.
Like gloves and hearing protection and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
So there's like a little pot that's for supportive services, and that's what all of that would kind of fall under. So we're able to pay like for people to do schooling too, and then that, for those supportive services, we can do books, and if they're doing well, they need tools or anything, so that, but when they're on a work site, that kind of is the same relationship there.
A contract that you would entertain would be a contract that would be how long of a duration of time?
So like our work experiences, like we can do up to 90 days.
Up to 90 days.
And then, like I said, it can be renewed for another 90 days.
And then after 90 days, what happens?
Well, there is like a little work site application, it's just a 1-page thing. And we've been trying to like renew those yearly. So basically, like if we get it at the beginning of the year, it's kind of stating that that work site would be willing at some point throughout the year, if we found someone, they'd be willing to take a worker on.
To take a look on. And so that would be something that could be reviewed after that 90-day period.
Cause that even kind of lists where you could put, like how old you wanted them to be, what type of clothes they would have to wear.
If something wasn't working out, is it something where we could then inform you and then you take care of the situation?
Now, have we done that before here, on summer program?
Yeah, I think in the past that we had.
Yeah, I think it's been more on the
It's-
housekeeping side.
Yeah, it's been more housekeeping. When I first started, I think we had maybe one that was with maintenance, but that was a while ago.
Yeah, and some of them, I think, no discredit to anybody, but I think some of them started and it didn't carry through with it or whatever, so.
And that's something that does happen sometimes, but here recently, I've been really trying to focus in on finding a good,
Sure,
you know,
a good fit.
a good fit for each spot.
I'm thinking the summer coming up, there's probably a lot of mowing and outside work more than needing somebody.
So is this for 40 hours a week?
Yeah, we can do up to 40 hours a week.
And you say you have a couple candidates in mind right now?
Yeah, at least one for sure, though he's only 16, but he's looking to do some hands-on type of stuff. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, oh, well, if we could get him over at courthouse with maintenance, you know, he could probably learn a lot.
he's 16, you say, right?
Yeah.
He's still in school?
Well, he goes to Hardin Community School. He's actually done right now with all of his schoolwork for the year.
So what do you think, guys?
We tried.
Well, sounds good to us then, that way give the young man some experience.
Like I said, I was gonna try and run through some of my 18-year-olds too, just in case there was some other things that needed done too.
Sounds like it could potentially be a win-win for both parties.
Well, they have to go through background checks.
If you would require it, we can, like, you would just.
Yeah,
go over it on
my
office.
thinking offhand would be that that would be provided by you. And
Yeah.
that you would give us a person that would already pass those measures. With working a public entity, I guess I would want to make sure that the person doesn't check the background.
That works for us, if you can just, get with Richard. You know, if you got one or two or whatever, kind of figure them out, just do a little interview and see which one would be the best fit for right now.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Mark, I appreciate it.
Let's give it a shot.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah.
We can get it.
Thanks for listening to my spiel and everything. Thank you. Just trying to get these kids working.
Absolutely.
Do we want to carry on the other end of the spectrum though?
That's up to you, Richard.
I mean, I've had, out of the 4 applications I had last week, I had 2 interviews. Just in one, and I could go either one of them.
We're gonna be working for you, so.
I mean, that's all I wanted your blessing for,
Got my email.
one was a Josh National, or the other one was, I forget what the name was,
That's all right, Richard, we don't need no names.
yeah, so. Sorry. So proceed to that then?
Yep, because that's, you're, like I said, this summer program,
Yeah.
and, hopefully get somebody interested in figuring some things out, and it might take we can use them later on.
Yeah, we definitely find something to do. I got to check into those child labor laws, because I don't know how much. I think
Yeah,
that's
they'll-
gonna be really restrictive,
Right, and
so,
Jordan will give you the layout of that,
yeah,
that's why we asked, so.
okay. I don't have anything else.
Sounds like a
Sounds good,
good
Richard, thank you.
Joe, do you know where Jordan gets these kids? Are they all community school kids? Are they all somewhat on the edge kids?
I think it's just, you can, if you are of the age that you're allowed to work, I mean, you can go through OMJ over there and they will try to place you. I think a lot of it's more of the underprivileged, I shouldn't say, whatever the terminology is, to get them out of the system so they can actually start earning some money on their own. So, but that would be for me not to take his glory, that'd be one of the things I ask him, truly how they get them, because I know bits and pieces, so I don't wanna give you the bits and pieces I know that's not truly
Sure.
up to date, so. But it's good that they actually have some, that actually want to try to do something, so. get them involved.
As you said, somebody said the summer youth employment thing is coming out around the same time, isn't it? So,
Yeah. Yeah, cause the 16-year-olds out of school, the 18, I don't know if they're graduated or if they're in school, but, you know, 18 years old, you can gain full-time employment at that age, so.
you know, when you said 16-year-olds out of school, I don't know if he just meant for the year, whether he goes back in the fall or.
I would assume he goes back in the fall. But that's an assumption, so
Of course, the fall doesn't mean it isn't right anymore, the school seems to start in the middle of August. or-
Right. So your 90 days, you'll be pushing it to get 90 days to be able to work, unless they got a work release program. And what, how old he is, or what grade he's in.
Well, I guess that's true, but I can't answer everything, and if I can, it isn't for the direction, so I would say start down there. Yeah, right, I understand. You're welcome. I haven't really, but I appreciate it, thanks. Bye. And I don't, because
I'll be right back.
Alright.
So Joe, has this job been all you'd expected it to be?
And then some.
So. Seem to have fit in well here.
I'm trying, like I said, we're getting some things done, that's a good thing, so, yeah.
Tim hasn't had to put the hammer down yet on you, so that's good.
Yeah,
Not yet.
that takes many years to learn.
Yep.
And then you still run into something new every day.
And when you finally learn it all is when you leave.
That's kind of the way the life is, isn't it? You ever learn it all?
Getting philosophical on me.
I know. I just got to look at the city, road map to see where I'm gonna park every day. Seems to change a lot.
Yeah, I think I've been, driving, ignoring road closed signs a little bit. So I guess they get into the city building parking lot, and drove past 2 road closed signs.
Should've. I walk around the courthouse every day from my house, and it's interesting to see, especially the out of town people, they follow no signs. I'm surprised they haven't went up in the yards trying to go around,
Give them time.
but they just dodge right out in front of the car coming the other way and make them run off the road.
Following the council meeting last night, I was talking to Joel Hauser a little bit. We were talking about that intersection here where the pavement jets out so far.
Oh, yeah.
And said they're gonna have to do something because you got the turn lane and they gotta get out in traffic to see whether they can make their turn. And you got the other people trying to go straight, but they have to edge over to get around that island that's jetted out there. It's just a awkward setup. Either they're gonna have to prohibit left turns there or something, because there's,
But they do have signs up, no left turns up here.
yeah. But they don't there, they
And
just.
down here, on Franklin and Columbus, you can't turn left off of Main. But they do, everybody does, trucks, there's
Yeah, I don't think the signs are that,
nothing to stop anybody.
unless you have a city officers stationed there to let them make their turn and then go nail them.
A lot of trucks go up Main to north and try to turn over to Detroit. It says no trucks, big truck and big circle and torn up the curbs up there. Oh, safer to walk than it is.
It's, yeah, the mayor always says you have to have your head on a swivel, walking in Kenton.
Got the notice to mow my front yard.
You have a notice to do that?
City went up Detroit Street, told them about they gotta mow their new grass. Said it's time to mow it.
Not a delinquent notice,
Okay,
just you're allowed to do it now. I
alright,
think that's a big,
yeah, big distinction.
yeah.
It's not like, where I live, the neighbor across the street could yell, hey, you can mow that yard anytime now.
Well, it's like our, I think any block, once somebody gets the mower out, somebody hears it, the whole block has to get out and mow it.
Chain reaction.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I saw the one county, was it Licking County? They were smart, they were on top of it. They planted their 250 tree on Arbor Day. That makes sense. We just,
You saw what in Tim, I'm sorry, I wasn't.
Licking County planted their 250 tree, all the counties are gonna plant a 250 on Arbor Day.
On Arbor Day. Interesting.
I thought, man, what do you think of that?
Yeah, you got a lot going on that day, we plan on doing some doing that. Maybe it'll drive and left alone ground.
She lives on Clark, telling me.
I was like, do I need to resend that right now? Okay,
No, I suppose it won't work.
okay.
My only concern with the second one is it could be shoved up actually, but I didn't see any measurements.
Morning, Brad.
Hi, Brad.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning, sir.
My next up.
You're all set.
I'm gonna ask to go to executive session pending or threatened litigation in this matter. So I'm gonna need, and let the record reflect that I'm present, but I'd like Tori to be present.
So move to go into executive session based on parameters outlined by the prosecutor.
Second.
At 10:29.
Jeff,
Yes.
Tim,
Yes.
Brad?
Yes.
Alright.
I will get that to you.
Okay, great.
You're welcome. Then you left your coat, are you coming back, but Brad's our last guy here, so. Yeah, I should have asked that first before we told him.
I think he gets things mixed up.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Gentlemen, you have a wonderful day.
Meeting's adjourned?
Yep.
And
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. You can reach out to her and ask.
See you guys.
Have a good day.
Yep.
Sorry, we don't have anything from the health board at the moment.